Hello, my friend. In this video, we are discussing how to deal with poor performing employees. This is part of an interview we did with Piyush Patel, author of Lead Your Tribe, Love Your Work. This is Business Leadership Today. I'm your host, Matt Tenney.
So the GROW model is, the model itself, super simple. It's the lead up to it. So I hate having it happen to me, and I hate even doing it to my people of something like, let's see, it's 10 o'clock in the morning and I go, Matt, can I see you today at 4 o'clock in my office? Now, depending on your previous experiences with me, you're going to already go to one of two camps. Either, right, gosh, I'm going to get a pat on the back and a bonus, or he's going to fire me today, right? Either way, your entire day is unproductive.
Right.
I also hate having conversations that are uncomfortable in a office that is a traditional space, i.e. there's a big desk between me and you. Mm-hmm. I sit in a bigger chair from a position of dominance, and I'm going to put you in this little uncomfortable chair. I'm going to make you squirm.
Right. And there's that big table separating us.
That's right.
So we can't really connect as humans, right?
That's right. And so we created this space called the principal's office. Now, it doesn't matter what age you are. You could take a kindergartner, and if you tell them, Joey, you got to go to the principal's office, the whole class goes, ooh, you're in trouble. So they know what that means, right?
Right.
So we had one little room at our office, a little closet with a round table, which I think is super important. Having a round table allows us to sit at this table with no position of dominance. Mm-hmm. We are truly there to solve a problem. That's all we're trying to do. And really, I'm trying to manage unfulfilled expectations. That's it. So here's how the GROW model works. And I'll use, Jane as an example. So Jane said, I've got a client who has a contract that's almost at the finish line. I will have the contract out Tuesday. We should hear back by Wednesday, and I'll get this into production. Great. And that was part of the hours that she carved off of her 26. Now a week goes by and we're ready to have our planning session, and she never sent it. So I said, Jane, what happened with that? Oh, yeah, I just didn't get to it. Great. Let's have a GROW meeting. And we can sit in the principal's office, and I go, look, this is a very uncomfortable conversation. And that right there sets the pace. You always open with, you need to have an uncomfortable conversation. Sets the pace. So the GROW model stands for the goals, the reality, the options, and the last W is what will win. So the way we would unfold this would be, listen, Jane, the goal was for you to get this contract out to the client and start production on it. The reality is you haven't sent it. So what are our options? And this is when I stop talking. And I let her come up with a dozen different options. What are we going to do to actually get this work done? And then the W is, what will you do it? When will you have it done by? Who's going to do it? Like, how are we going to get this actually done? Mm-hmm. The first few times that you implement this model, you're going to get lots of excuses. Well, it was because legal didn't approve it, and then I couldn't get this to do it. And I go, that's great, but that's in the rearview mirror, and we've got to look forward. Like, our goal is to get this done. So the reality is it's not. What are our options? And I'm going to let her come up with the options, nail down and have a commitment on what she's going to get done. And then I initial that piece of paper and she initials it. And that initialing creates a kind of a contract that, hey, we're all agreeing on this, right? Let me tell you, things get done. And I don't have to raise my voice, and I don't have to be mad at anybody, right? Because getting mad at them would feel so good in the short term. But I've just destroyed this relationship that I've spent years and hundreds of thousands of dollars building. Ultimately, we want to get things done. So let's just focus on getting the things done and not put people's character in play.
Right. So, man, there's so many gems coming out of this. So the first one, I didn't want to interrupt you at the beginning, but just the idea of calling it the principal's office. I imagine that kind of takes some pressure off right away, right? Where people are just, all right, I know it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation, but I'm going to the principal's office. It's like, you're just almost like, you're probably laughing about that idea, right?
Yeah, you're prepared.
Yeah.
You're emotionally prepared.
it's probably going to be uncomfortable, but there's some lightheartedness about it where it's also not going to be the end of the world. Because this is what what causes a lot of anxiety, right? It's never the actual situation. It's what we think about. It's the anticipation of how bad it's going to be is always worse than what it actually is.
That's right. And I call them hallway snipers, right? You just wait for somebody to walk by your office and you're like, hey, can I see you for a second? And then they come in your office and you rip them a new one. And for no reason, like, I just don't understand why you would do that. Now that person is going to A, be afraid to walk by your office, or B, even walk into your space to share something with you. And look, you don't have to have, hundreds of employees and a big company to make this work. You can implement this in your home, right? So for my family, yeah. I have one son. I'm like, look, I told my wife, we're not going to go in his room and chew him out or have an uncomfortable conversation. That's his safe space. And we're not going to do it in the kitchen because that's where he does his homework and we hang out. We'll use the dining room, right? Nobody eats in the dining room. So
who uses their dining room?
We'll use that as the principal's office.
Yeah, great.
And their first day starts in the principal's office. And I think that's really important. So every single one of my employees, their very first day was in the principal's office. And I explained to them, I spend the first half a day with them. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth of who we are, why we're doing this, why are we kind of wacky at the things we do and how we approach it. And, ultimately I tell them your last day will be in this office and I won't determine that. You will, right? Either the company will outgrow you or you're just not the right fit. And some people I've moved in, right seat on the bus, right? So I've moved people in lots of different roles when it would have been easier to let them go. But once you get them in the right spot, they just soar, right? So I look at it as little league coaching. If you're a leadership, you're little league coaching. And if you're waiting for an annual review, imagine running a little league team and at the end of the season saying, okay, here are all the scores for the games we won and lost. Jimmy, I need you to do this. And Bobby, I need you to do this. And next year we're going to give it a better shot. You wouldn't have a winning team, right? It's real time. And if the pitcher can't pitch, but is a great catcher, you're not going to kick him off the team. You're going to swap places. You're going to find where everybody is really maximizing their innate skill set.
We hope you found this video valuable. If you'd like to listen to the entire 30-minute interview, please visit our website at businessleadershiptoday.com. Also, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and opt in for notifications. Until next time, I wish you great success building a world-class organization that improves the lives of employees and makes a positive impact in our world.